This episode of The Young Turks is brought to you by Thrillist.
Paul Ryan has proposed this, what he calls a $6.2 trillion in spending cuts. First of all, nearly $2 trillion of that is just a gimmick. It's President Obama agrees, everybody agrees. It assumes that Iraq and Afghanistan wars will at some point end. I hope to God that happens, right? So it's just an accounting gimmick. So we're talking about 4.3, 4.4 trillion, that kind of ballpark. Now that's still gigantic cuts, right? So the question is, first of all, is it real or is it Memorex? Well, turns out it's not at all real. You know why? Here's the biggest trick that he used in this. You remember we told you he's bringing the top bracket down for corporations and individuals from 35% to 25%. And when I saw that, I was like, that would cost us a tremendous amount of money. How's he going to get $4 trillion in savings while giving away this giant tax break? Well, it turns out when you dive into the numbers, he assumes that that giant tax break will magically bring in more revenue rather than less revenue. Which is, of course, a giant joke. And the supply side economics nonsense, okay? It's like saying, I took $100 out of my wallet and I gave it to you. But magically, I will now have $200 in my pockets. No, you won't. You give away the $100 and you ain't getting it back. Okay? So now the Congressional Budget Office understands that. They're nonpartisan. And from time to time, they have numbers that agree with the Republican side, and the Republicans love it. They're like, the CBO! The CBO is the greatest thing on earth! Now, of course, when the CBO comes out and says the reality here, they're like, no! So what did the CBO say? They're like, yeah, here's what's going to happen. It's actually going to cost us money. It's not going to save a nickel. According to their analysis, by 2022, if we just stayed at the current rate, the deficit would be 67% of GDP. If we do Paul Ryan's plan, it'll be 70% of GDP, meaning we'll have lost money. It'll give us less than zero savings. Why? Because he's just transferring the money. He's taking it from the middle class and the poor and moving it up to the top bracket and saying, congratulations, you now have rich people, you now have more money. Have at it, Hoss. So that's Paul Ryan's genius plan. And all across Washington, people are like, oh, what a serious plan. What a lovely plan. So serious, such a good plan. It might be a good plan for the people in Washington who are going to get richer from it. It ain't a good plan for the rest of us, that's for damn sure. By the way, you like Medicare? Well, you like this kind of Medicare. Now, we already told you he's looking to privatize it. There will be no minimum benefits. They'll give you a lower amount than you would have received otherwise, and then you have to go get private insurance. Good luck to you, okay? If you don't get it right and, well, you don't have minimum benefits, that's your sad day. Well, the government isn't involved in it anymore. We already told you that. Second part of it is the CBO also came out and said, yes, within 10 years, I believe, what they're going to do is it's going to require you to put $20,000 a year out of your own pocket for Medicare. Now, part of the reason for Medicare is that it's a social safety net, right? So that you have a minimum level of health care when you get older, when you're above 65, okay? Now, part of the reason you need that is because you don't have $20,000 a year lying around just for health care costs. If you did, if everybody in the country did, we might not need Medicare. So, but Paul Ryan's assumption is, I don't know, you pay for it, man. All right, here's $20,000 out of your pocket, so what? Of course, it's no skin off his ass. He gets a 10% tax cut. Okay? So, this is a disaster in every way imaginable. It's a joke played on the American people. The fact that Washington is taking it seriously shows you where Washington's head is. They love those tax cuts. Those tax cuts go to them. Every commentator you see on television or the big name newspaper guys, etc., they're all in the top bracket. So they're like, yummy, 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 10% tax cut. Oh, yeah, no, it'll be fine. And as far as Medicaid, block grants, look, even some conservatives agree. They're like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, that might get rid of Medicaid. Because, it goes to the states, and the states can do whatever they like with it. Because they want to get rid of Medicaid. They want to get rid of Medicare. They've been trying to do it for over 45 years now. So if Ryan's plan works, it's going to be mission accomplished.
And now we have a new sponsor, Thrillist. They're very cool because they hook you up with really interesting things going on in your town or any town you might be in that you don't know about.
Right. They also let you know where the best restaurants, bars, venues are.
Thrillist.com/TYT.